Welcome to Cherry Blossom Yoga. I'm Robin Dinerman. This is a half-hour Hatha Yoga class for beginning and continuing students. Please join me. If you are new to yoga, just be sure to wear very loose, comfortable clothing. If you want to watch and see what goes on, try to follow along with the breathing, because that's the key part of Hatha Yoga, the deep abdominal yogic breath. Recently, we all, I guess maybe 30 million of us, watched Prince Harry marry Meghan Markle, and I enjoyed it. I had a great time at the wedding in my living room. But I wanted to mention about her mother, how calm and composed she was, and every time the camera would feature the mother, the commentator would say, "Oh, she's so composed, she's lovely, she's sad, she's happy." And then they'd mention that she's a social worker and a yoga instructor. So they would say, "She's so composed, and every once in a while she takes a very deep breath." Yes, there you go. There's the yoga in action. So I hope you'll join me with the deep breathing. We're going to begin with some standing stretches and folded and getting our knees warmed up, and then we'll come down to the floor for the second part of the program. We're going to start with the feet wider than hip distance apart and the toes pointed outward. Then just gently test your knees, shifting your weight from side to side. But at the same time, you want to keep your shoulders above your hips, the arms hanging naturally from the shoulders. So notice if there's any tenderness or tightness in the knees. And just this little movement starts lubricating the knee and ankle joints. We often start class this way in my group classes. Then I'm going to separate the feet a little bit more and test it out, see how my knees are doing. And as you're doing this, begin settling in with your breath, deepening the in-breath, lengthening the out-breath, so that you feel that your whole body is receiving the oxygen. I'm going to come forward with my knees still bent. Let the arms hang down, tuck the chin in. Lift the sit bones just a little. And don't force or bounce. You can see I'm not down to the floor yet. And I can move my shoulders just a little to loosen them up. And oh, here I go. The muscles are opening. And I'm coming down all the way to the floor now. So then I'm going to shift the weight as we were before, from side to side. Remember, don't endure any pain or any strain. I'm separating the feet a bit more. I'm placing the hands on the floor, inner elbows toward each other, and lowering the head. So if I need, I've got my hands for support, but actually I'm using my feet. And I've got my legs strong, maybe 98% straight. Then I'm tucking the chin under and again shifting from side to side. And the knees should not go very much over the foot, maybe up to right above the ankle. And then I like to put both arms. This is my right leg. I'm tucking the right arm inside, left hand in line with the shoulder. And then I'm going to try to lower the sit bones. It gives you a real nice stretch in the inner thigh. So I'm reaching out with the left leg and then relaxing into the posture. And again, I don't necessarily need the hands to support me because I have the knee over the ankle. And that's my foundation. Now coming up, I'm going to use my hands a little bit to help come up. Come back to center. And I'm bringing the left arm inside of the left leg, and the right hand in line with the shoulder, and sinking downward. I can move this leg out a little bit more, which increases that inner thigh stretch. The back of my neck lengthens as I drop my head down. Then coming up, press the foot into the floor. You can use the hands to help relieve some of the pressure. And heel toe back to center. Until the feet are about hip distance apart. Then place your hands on your legs and slowly walk them up. And we'll begin uncurling the spine, tucking the tailbone under, straightening the spine, stacking the vertebrae on top of each other. The shoulders roll back. The arms come alongside of you, palms turn inward, and as you press your feet into the floor, imagine you're pressing into the ground, receiving the earth's energy, and your spine lengthens. The crown of your head reaches up into the sky. Breathing deeply, pulling the air down the center line, letting it fill your abdomen. And exhaling, pulling the navel back toward the spine. Exhaling, there are different types of exhalations. You can just let the air come out of your mouth or breathe in the nose, out through the nose. One breath I like to do is PFFFF. As if you were blowing into a bottle or playing a flute. So your lips are pursed a bit, but the contraction of the mouth helps reduce the amount of air that comes out, so it slows down and lengthens the exhalation. Let's have the arms move a bit, reaching up and out and down. Inhaling as you reach up, and then a nice long out breath. And then reverse the direction, inhaling up, and then the long out breath. And bring the arms out into T position, press the fingers together, flattening the hands, flex at the wrists. And imagine there are walls on either side of you. Maybe there are. I don't have any walls here in the park. So breathe in, and breathing out, contract the belly muscles. Imagine you're pressing the walls away. You'll feel a little tingle move up your palm into the fingers, the fingertips. Press outward, then release. Let the fingers soften, and the hands sink, and the arms float down to your sides. And bring your hands above your head, palms together. Try to keep the elbows back and reach up and inhale. And lower, exhale. And reach up. We're going to put a little twist into this to give you a spinal twist. Breathe in. Now turning the hips to the right, the shoulders to the right. The chin comes over the right shoulder and the eyes go to the right corners. Careful because the arms start sinking down. Now reaching up through the fingertips, looking over your shoulder, getting a nice twist, letting all the air out, and then inhale back to center. Crossing center line, exhaling, twisting around, looking over the shoulder. And again, back to center. And lower the hands to the heart. and to, completely open the arms. I said because I felt my shoulder blades sink down. That felt really good. So this helps relieve a lot of tension in the neck and in the shoulders. You'll feel some nice stretching in the upper arms. Let's bring the backs of the hands against each other, pressing, exhaling, inhaling, open. Open your heart, open your chest. Bring the elbows back as if they could touch each other, and the shoulder blades squeeze in. That's your deep in-breath. And then exhale, rotate the arms inward, pressing the hands against each other. Inhaling and open, and exhaling and pressing. Let's really lift up. You can look up across the sky or the ceiling, wherever you are. Breathe in. And exhaling, we're going to tuck the chin in, bend the knees, come down about halfway into ragdoll. Have your weight evenly distributed over the soles of your feet, and then pressing away. Inhale, lift up. Open the heart. And then exhale. Press, lift, open, and release. We're going to pause for a moment, so please join me on the floor. A lot of the positions, I'll have my knees bent. If you want to have your legs straight out in front of you, or if you want to, if you're on a chair or a couch, you can remain seated and follow along with the arm movements and the breath. We'll be back to Cherry Blossom Yoga in just a minute. Welcome back to Cherry Blossom Yoga. Come join me on the floor if you can, if you're able, or stay seated on your couch or chair. That's fine. I'm going to work with my knees bent, and if you're more comfortable with the legs straight out, that's fine too. Just follow along with the breathing. So to begin with, I'm going to tuck one leg in, place the other in front. This posture is called Sukhasana, easy pose. And I lift up. I'm seated on my blanket, which is folded, so I'm trying to sit where the fold is the thickest to help elevate my bottom, which allows me to let my knees come down a little more. As you can see, they're still up pretty high. So I'm going to reach out forward, and here you're going to feel it in the knees, probably in the hip joints. If you can press your finger pads downward, keeping the arms parallel to each other, and then little by little you'll feel the knees start to open and the hips as well, and then slowly come back, sitting tall, pushing down through the sit bones. Try to imagine the tailbone here and then the two sit bones here. That's your anchor holding you down. So you can have the arms to the side or resting lightly on your legs. Reach up on one side, breathe in, and then breathe out and lean to the other side. Inhaling, lifting from that shoulder, exhaling, lowering the arm down, and bringing the other arm up, inhaling, and exhaling. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, release. Breathe in. And out. And in. And out. can place both hands on top of one thigh, breathe in. So I have my hands on my right thigh. I'm going to sit up, lift the rib cage up out of the waist, and pull against that leg, rotating the rib cage to the right, looking over the right shoulder, eyes look to the right corners. And releasing and inhaling to center, and exhaling, pulling against the top of the thigh, looking over the shoulder. And repeating on each side. And back to center. Now I have my left foot in front. I'm going to bring it in close with my right foot out front now. And then repeat. Reaching and reaching. And I can feel now that I'm opening up a little bit more. Nice stretch behind the shoulder blades underneath. And then come back. And one arm coming up with your in-breath, and then leaning a bit to the side with the out-breath. And the other arm comes up, and you exhale. And back to center. And then hands on top of one thigh, lift up first, breathe in, and exhale. The rib cage rotates, the head turns, you look over the shoulder, sitting as tall as you can. And releasing, coming back to center, and exhaling as you twist in the other direction. And come back to center, thumbs touching the index fingers, forming an energy seal, the hands resting lightly on your knees. Visualize your spine long and tall, shoulders relaxed and down, your breath deep and effortless. Then I'm going to take the foot in my hand. So this is the right foot in my left hand, right hand on top of the ankle. I'm going to row the boat. So I pull the leg in as close as I can and reach out. Now, at the same time, you begin collapsing forward. So then you have to make an effort to lift the breastbone up out of the waist. And then row backward. And then side to side like a windshield wiper. And And then carefully rotating the foot forward, bring the heel in as close as you can to the hip. So this is a big pull on the knee, somewhat into the hip bone. I'm kind of inching it in. And I can't get it as close as I could 30 years ago, but I'm still able to do this. Now, some people are able to drop their knee down, but everybody's built differently. So don't be concerned about what you can't do. Do what you can. And now I'm going to exchange legs, and again, rowing the boat. So that's rowing forward, and then rowing backward. And then the windshield wipers side to side. And then carefully again, taking hold of the foot and the ankle, rotating the foot forward, moving the heel in as close as you can to the hip. Now I'm much farther away with my left leg. I can't get it in as close, but this is what I can do. Sit tall. The knee is feeling a little strained, so I'm going to loosen up. Remember, don't endure any pain. And breathe. Let's come down to the floor on our backs. And you can spread the blanket out. I'm just going to set it aside. I have enough cushioning under my spine that I feel comfortable. And right knee comes up, both hands on the shins, squeezing and releasing. This gives a wonderful massage to the lower back area. Some people put their hands behind the knees because they can't reach or it's more comfortable, but just try to keep the elbows down and the knee in toward the shoulder. And then place the right foot down, bring the left foot up, squeeze and release. Now, if you can, both legs up. If you can hold your own hands, great. If you want to put a hand on each shin, that's fine. And breathe in with the legs farther away. And exhale, squeezing, pressing the thighs down onto the abdomen. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, let the legs move away. And exhale, pull the belly down. This not only massages the lower back, but the abdominal organs as well. Bring the left foot down, keeping the right leg up, and inhale, exhale, pulling the knee in, open. Walk your hands down as close as you can to the ankle, keeping your elbows down, and gently pull over your shoulder, squeeze and close, open and pull. And then bring the arms down alongside of your body, flex the foot. You'll feel the calf muscle tighten up. Keep that tension, lowering down, breathing in first. And with your out breath, lower the heel. Try not to use any energy on the left side. And you'll notice as the heel comes down, the thigh tightens, and it's a good time to start firming up the right buttock. And lower the foot, Release the remaining air. Oh, take a nice deep breath. And the right foot down, left leg in, squeezing in, exhaling, opening, inhaling. Walk the hand down, a gentle pull over the shoulder, and exhale. Now, some people like to keep the lower back down, so if I do that, my foot comes to about here, but if I lift the lower back up, you can see I can bring it farther. So try it both ways. Bring the ankles together, the knees together, open the arms. Imagine the legs are tied together. We're going to do a spinal twist on the floor. Breathe in and breathe out and roll on to your left side. And then inhale, center. And roll on to your right side. And then go completely onto your right side, placing your hand down on the floor. Walk your hands back to your body and come into a comfortable seated position. If you can, take a few minutes to pause, breathe, just be quiet for a while, and receive the benefits of all the deep breathing and the long stretches, the contracting and releasing of muscles. Feeling a little bit more refreshed, I hope. You can watch this show at any time at our website, mmctv.org, or on your local channel if you live in Montgomery County, Maryland. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're feeling wonderful, and I hope that feeling stays with you through your day, through your week, and into your life. Namaste.